Nick and Amy Dunne seem like the perfect couple. But when Amy disappears, their marriage is put under a spotlight.
The hallmark of a sociopath is a lack of empathy.
Amy lost a lot of blood in there, then somebody mopped it up.
Why would they mop up the blood if they're trying to stage a crime scene?
Soon, Nick is fighting to prove his innocence in Gone Girl.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and I'm here with Scott and Aaron. We're here today to review the new film Gone Girl.
Gone Girl!
Gone Girl. We've all just seen it. Scott.
Okay, Gone Girl, it's here. This is directed by David Fincher. It's one of his best movies, based on the runaway best-selling novel written by Gillian Flynn, and it is fantastic. Now, full disclosure, gentlemen, I did not read the book, and I'm glad I didn't. I got to just discover the movie, all the plot twists and turns. I went in cold, and boy, what a ride.
It's good. It's really good because, you know, once that twist happens about halfway through the movie, the whole movie changes for the better. It becomes more interesting. I liked everything about it. I know Kevin didn't like everything about it.
Well,
but
let's hear it.
I didn't read the book either. But in 10 minutes I figured out the twist. That wasn't hard.
Okay.
But that's fine because once it happened, I mean, here's the thing. I was into it through the whole movie. But I literally was sitting there going, how is anyone taking this seriously? This is the loopiest movie. I couldn't take any of it seriously. And when people were laughing, I'm like, are they laughing intentionally? Because I think this is kind of cheesy. Like, I thought the whole thing was cheesy.
I thought it was intentionally cheesy.
Cheesy?
Right?
Cheesy is not the word that I would use. It's satirical.
The sugar scene?
Satirical movie. But that's what Fincher brought to it. He listen, a lot of his movies are based on pre-existing material.
Yeah.
But he always puts his own spin on it, and that's what he did with this movie.
It didn't seem like his spin, though. That's what I thought was weird.
It was entertaining in more ways than you expect that kind of a thriller to be, and that has a lot to do, I think, with David Fincher. You look at something as far back as Fight Club, and he changed that novel a lot. I mean,
yes, he did.
I've read that source material, and I loved that book, and they're completely different things. I mean,
he improved upon Fight Club, the book, just like he, from what I've heard, improved upon Gone Girl, the book, because
she
he
wrote
added
it.
that to it. Yeah, she wrote the screenplay
But
too.
I think that was one of their biggest flaws. Was my problem with I like the structure of the movie because I know what the structure of the book is, and I thought the structure worked. But I didn't think the dialogue worked. I thought the dialogue was very literary. There was a lot of pop culture comments that I know only like book people say or industry people say. So every time it happened, I got taken out of it. I thought the first 30 minutes, everybody's talking. Like, nobody talks natural. The first scene with him and his sister, his twin sister, it was like they were playing siblings. They weren't acting normal. They had this weird dialogue that they just felt like they had to say to get things out. And I remember sitting there for like 30 minutes going, does everybody suck in this movie right now?
I'm not sure. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think that maybe, I mean, there was sort of a hollowness to some of the characters in the beginning, but I attributed that to the fact that the movie wants you to try and figure out who, you know, did this, who kidnapped his wife, and you kind of need to think that it's him, you need to think that it's other people, so maybe that's why everyone's sort of being intentionally strange.
Who are you?
A, I'm an award-winning scrimshander. B, I'm a moderately influential warlord. C, I write personality quizzes for magazines.
Okay. Well, your hands are far too delicate for real scrimshaw work. And I happen to be a charter subscriber to Middling Warlord Weekly, so I'd recognize you. I'm gonna go with C.
And you? Who are you?
The casting is so weird in this movie. Casey Wilson shows up as the wacky neighbor. She's a comedian. As soon as she arrived, the entire audience roars. I don't think she's supposed to be annoying, but not like she's the funny girl from Happy Endings and all these other shows and Saturday Night Live. So I thought that was really weird because it took me out of it. And then we have Missy Pyle playing the Nancy Grace character, which is fine, I think, in a comedy movie because she's a comedian.
I mean, it was
the whole tone was off for me.
It was a little. No, the tone is wonky. I agree. I mean, I guess yes, it's supposed to take place in the real world, but I don't know. Fincher movies kind of have like a surreal quality to them. Like there's something goofy about them, and I think what you're talking about, I didn't even think about it. I mean, I was just like laughing at it. It was kind of, the movie's kind of meta, you know. It is
very meta, yeah.
It's sort of flipping the camera around and making you laugh at the conventions of that kind of a movie.
Well, talking about casting, I agree that maybe some of the casting is a bit off. Tyler Perry in this movie.
I thought he was actually fine.
I like Tyler Perry.
I
in
didn't
this
like Neil
movie.
Patrick Harris.
But
I liked
I
NPH.
thought, I absolutely thought that most of the casting was right on. I thought Ben Affleck was
He's great.
superb.
Yes,
he was
Rosamund Pike was
superb as the
fantastic,
husband
too.
under suspicion. But Rosamund Pike
Yeah.
was a revelation in this movie.
Except for the first 30 minutes.
No, she was a
thought she was
revelation
good
in
the
this
whole time.
film.
Voiceover
She was
was like,
fantastic.
It was that way on purpose, though.
But she
There's a reason why that voiceover was the way it was, and we can't talk about why. But
she stole this movie. She will get nominated for this
Yeah.
movie. And this is an actress who for the past 12 years has done a majority of supporting characters. Like in An Education, she played a Bond girl in Die Another Day, which came out in 2002. And then she was in Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise. So she finally gets a chance to like sink her teeth into a really meaty role, and she knocked it out of the park.
this film will shock and entertain in more ways than one. It's one of my favorites of the year. See it.
Gone Girl certainly kept my attention, but I'm a little surprised that the world is enraptured by such a goofy tale, made goofier on film. So I expect everybody's going to see it, but I say stream it.
Well, I think this is one of David Fincher's best, but Rosamund Pike steals this movie. She is the reason to see it before it's gone.
Alrighty, that's 2.5 tickets, which is a see it for Gone Girl.
Haha, see it.
Everybody's going to
See
go.
it. Cheers, guys.
That's
I'm
true.
just
They
saying, I
are.
didn't think it was that good. Gone Girl 2? There's a sequel?
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl 2, more Gone.
Yeah, right.